Hi, my name is Al Arabalo, and I have an interesting proposal for you guys. What if God invited you on a journey of a lifetime? Would you go? It's basically what I'm talking about here. I essentially am going to be walking away from my life and going down a spiritual path, if you will, in order to find the redeeming qualities that are hidden away in religious order, in spirituality, and focus on the bonding agents to spirituality and faith for humanity. As we all can see, things have kind of spiraled out of control, and everything else doesn't seem to be working. People can no longer talk; they can't even communicate to each other politically. We're still arguing about civil rights and whether or not people should have semi-automatic weapons on the street. And I'm kind of at the done stage. And so, in order to take back some control and some real power, what I'm trying to do, or what I would like to do, is embark on a journey where essentially I do spiritual work, non denominational, of course, to bring back together humanity as opposed to divide it and unite us in what actually we share within all races and all faiths, as underlying tones that bring us together as brothers and sisters, and would better set us up for then the journey to help heal the planet and actually cut through the bullshit and red tape of like political correctness and all of the hypocritical things that are going on in society. And at the base of all of this, what I find to be the most true is that we need to return to a sense of community. So what I'm actually proposing is an opportunity to work with some investors and putting together a small, very small film crew of like two or three people, and then probably just a partner of mine, I guess, someone who's equally dedicated to the mission of uniting us in spirituality and embarking on basically a journey throughout the nation where I go and essentially book these motivational type engagements where I speak to the crowds about this topic and about leadership and the development of the inclusion of spirituality in business, and how you can merge those two worlds and engage all of that while individually meeting with people as we go through our journey, and basically present a docu-series that follows my spiritual path, or our spiritual journey of this type of endeavor. And essentially, I'm basically doing God's work, or helping the divine energy, or whatever you call it, and manifesting a return to that sense of community and a return to a sense of hope that I think we've lost. And so it's the simplest of things that I find to be the most valuable. And so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to look at investors like you who are visionaries or game changers, people who actually want to leave a legacy that is long lasting, way beyond our lifetime, and that actually has the ability to literally transcend the crazy bullshit that's going on around us. And so I'm looking for dedicated people who would be interested in talking to me about this particular path of mine. And like I said, essentially it would just be us going through, not backpacking per se. I mean, obviously we would be traveling a little bit more, like at least in a train. But we want to make sure that we had the investment to cover like food and lodging and all that stuff. But basically just follow an actual honest conversation with American citizens, everyday people, as they go from one place to the other, and I engage them on their spiritual beliefs and what is the big deal about the name and titles, and why is that divisive nature so important to people, and just like a grassroots effort of bringing us back to what's true and holds value for society. And so I'm looking for people who are equally dedicated to that type of vision. And so that's what I'm approaching you with. So I've attached this video for your consideration, just so you can see who I am and what it would be a little bit like on film. I have a little bit of acting experience. I'm an entrepreneur. I've written a couple books. But the more interesting aspect to all of this is that, well, it's kind of a little bit of an interesting story here. I am a Spanish American gay New Orleanian embarking on a spiritual journey that believes in the collective consciousness, the tarot card communities, and I believe in us being able to save the planet by getting back to spirituality. What could possibly happen on this type of journey? And so it's fascinating, but it's so ingrained into who I am. It's part of my spiritual journey. And because I do believe in the collective consciousness, it's just what I'm being called to do. And the interesting part is that I have absolutely no doubt about leaving everything behind. Everything I worked for has been all self-indulgent, and now it's time for me to actually do something that's going to leave a legacy for humanity. And I would like to invite you to consider being part of it. So if you're interested, please look at this the synopsis that I attached as well, and let me know either by email or give me a direct phone call back. But I'm definitely interested in moving kind of quickly on this one, only because things are just getting more and more asinine out there, like between the political parties, and just I just can't deal with it anymore. And so, in order, I can only imagine that Americans throughout the nation are equally at the end of their rope. And so, it's time is of the essence to get to these people and engage them and holding on to that hope for humanity and us being able to pull this shit together. So, if this sounds like something that you'd be dedicated into investing in, even if it's just financial, then please let me know. I'm going to go ahead and do this either way. I'm just inviting you because I found you very interesting, your bio, to be something that I could, you know, that I could merge with, if you will, in this venture. Obviously, we could talk about the specifics, but honestly, I just want to get people who are like-minded and kind of get this going because I think we really could make a difference. And it's all about leaving a legacy. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, let me know.